Real Sports Radio coming at live from Bros Taproom in Long Beach on the island on a Wednesday, mid-August. A little muggy out, a little breezy in Long Beach today, but the doors are closed because it's an air-conditioned Wednesday for Tommy. AC Wednesday, which is okay because when it gets a little muggy like this, you gotta crank the AC up a little bit. Does have one door open though. We're getting a little bit of that breeze coming in with the AC, and there's nothing wrong with that either. A lot to do, of course, as always today as we are back. Yankees with a win last night over the Mariners. Do the Yankees have the best pitching staff in baseball? A discussion to be had here today on the show. I know they don't have the best hitting in baseball. Do they have the best pitching in baseball? That is a discussion as they get ready to take on the Mariners later tonight. We have a bunch of other things in baseball we're going to do. By the way, typical Mets, they trade the entire team and they're hot now. Mets are back. Mets are back. They're hot. I mean, they did lose last night in Atlanta, but they were playing pretty good ball up before that since the trade deadline. The Dodgers finally got off the deck the last couple nights against the Royals after they had a long losing streak. Skubal hasn't looked good in his first two starts. The Red Sox maybe have cooled off a little bit. The Rays certainly have not out in Sacramento the last couple nights, scoring big amounts of runs. Phillies are super inconsistent right now. So we'll do a little bit of baseball all the way around the diamond here in early August. Lots of football today, too, because this week, everyone gets back on the field. First preseason game for pretty much everybody, including the Jets and the Giants. The Jets play Friday night against the Tampa Bay Bucks. They're doing these joint practices this week with the Bucks, that's where things start to get exposed a little bit for some people. The Giants play Saturday afternoon, their first preseason game. They're back from West Virginia, back at home in East Rutherford after the start of camp there. We have other things as well, including some social media smearing of the new Bills Highmark Stadium up in Buffalo, and a lot of other things too. Mike Carver, along with Paul Cuthbert here at Borrelli's. Hi, Paul. How you doing?
Good afternoon, Michael. Happy Wednesday. Nice to see everybody. Good to be back. And yes, we are creeping towards the NFL and college football season. And these are the dog days of summer.
You call them that?
Some fun.
You call them the dog days?
I'm kind of curious where that came up from. I mean, what's the heat and dogs got to do with it?
I will tell you something. I don't know where it came from, where everybody started calling it the dog days of summer, but I will say that we are absolutely in them. Whoever decided to come up with that term, this next week or two is really the dog days of summer. So thank you, Tommy. There you go.
You sound like a parent whose camps have just run out.
Well, camps are done for the summer. So today at Borrelli's, enrollment's still not available. Enrollment's closed, by the way. Camp Dad is in session for the next 3 weeks until school is back.
Are you taking any other children home except your own?
I hope not.
Okay.
So we have got, of course, Olivia and Willie here. So Willie heard that Aunt has matched him for eating an entire pizza.
Yes.
And now Willie is going to try to match that and eat half of Olivia's. And we'll see how the pizza contest goes for Willie here today. But you know what? They got to come down and hang out for the show. And then I told them I'd take them over to the beach for an hour before my other show, and they could go splash around over there. So nice. Camp Dad in full session here down in the Long Beach area. We have everything going on. Why don't we start dog days of summer, Paulie? Why don't we start last night? Yankees 4-1 win. By the way, I'm sorry. You know what? I'm not starting with that. And the Lake $12.5 billion the Lakers sold for this morning. $12.5 billion.
Did they get an equity deal like the Yankees did from Apollo?
My goodness.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
The great Bob Iger. I mean, he's got $12.5 billion after running Disney forever. Man, and Josh Kushner, he's got a lot of money too. I guess if you could find a couple guys who have that kind of money, Bob Iger and Josh Kushner would be a couple of those guys that could. $12.5 billion.
I wonder where that we'd have to look at the rankings because every year, and I know Forbes always releases most valued franchises in all sports and stuff. I'm saying that's up there. It's got to be up there, but it's probably still not. The NFL franchises, I believe, are the highest, and then the soccer teams over in Europe.
So the Forbes in their latest list has the Cowboys at 15.5 billion.
Only 15.
Yeah. The Rams at 12.7, the Giants at 12, the Golden State Warriors at 11, the Patriots at 10.4, the Jets at 10.3, and then the Lakers at 10. Now, that was
Are
what
those
they were.
just American teams?
Correct.
Okay.
No, I do not have the Premier League
You
teams.
keep reading it. I'll see if I can find.
So the Lakers were estimated at 10 and they sold for 12.5 is what they ended up selling for. So John in the chat, go Willie. They want to see Willie eat 2 pies today. We'll see if he can actually make that happen today. Anything is possible. Wow. Chef at work early today. You guys better say thanks, Tommy.
I think that's a record.
That is
11
just
minutes
11 minutes
afternoon.
in after door open. Bang. Already the pies are out of the oven. And
So
they're
here
ready
you go,
to go.
bro. The Dallas Cowboys are the highest value sports franchise in the world with an estimated valuation of 15.5
What's the highest Premier League team?
billion.
Is it United or City now?
They're not
It's
even on
got
this
to
list
be,
here,
man. You know, but Cowboys are ahead of everybody.
which is just crazy, I guess. I don't know. Highest valued soccer franchise. Let's find out.
I will see if I can beat you to it here with the Google list. That
Real
you
Madrid.
have it. They are the highest.
9.5 bill.
So Barcelona 7.5, Man U 7.2, Liverpool 6.2, Man City only 5.5. I would have thought Man City a little bit more, but I guess
It's a small little town, you know.
it is a small little
Small
town.
little
But I
town
mean,
there.
Man United's worth 7.2, Bayern Munich 5.7, and Arsenal 4.4.
Arse.
Force.
Key on the Arsenal. Arsenal. Arses. Hey, that's
So-
all coming back soon, buddy.
So
European
I
leagues,
know.
Can't wait,
people,
baby.
people are pumped. People are all pumped
You're
about
right.
it.
These are the dog days of summer.
They are
waiting
They're the
for
dog,
football.
the dog days
European football,
of summer.
American football, college football,
Anyway,
throwing the football.
As I was saying, the Yankees beat the Mariners 4-1 last night.
Nice 7th inning.
Nice 7th inning indeed, where they were able to, of course, get. And you know, McMahon was in that. McMahon's. I gotta tell you, he's been like serviceable the last couple weeks, months. Like, I mean, you got to remember the bar was set pretty low
Yeah.
because of
I'm
how,
laughing.
like, when he came over last year, really did nothing with the bat at all in the second half, and even the first month or two this season, there really wasn't much there. He's had some hits. Like, he's actually, maybe it takes a little time sometimes to adjust to New York and adjust to things, and maybe McMahon's starting to feel that a little bit.
Yeah, that's funny where you start there. So it's Lombard Jr. is doing he's doing okay. He's playing pretty well. His first few games here, he's playing well defensively,
Yeah.
and he's had his fair share of strikeouts right now too. But he's in the mix. He's I think he's a good component. He's so far
Right.
he's looking really good. But when he gets on base, recently I found myself going, oh, geez, look who he's followed by, these stiffs.
Yeah.
And then you go, and
Jazz.
then even last night, I did roll the arms up. I said, McMahon's actually doing all right. And Jones has been having some good at-bats. And, let's see what happens. But the back end of the lineup actually has really been a factor in the last few
And
wins.
it's
So,
a part of that also because of Lombard.
well, I guess I'll ask you this. Should we stay reserved here?
Yes.
Yes.
I won't even let you get. I know you
But I'm
probably
gonna
had more to
say-
say there, but
But
I'm
let's
just
at
gonna
least
say it.
say, so far, so good. The other guy I have a problem with is Mr. Jazz Chisholm.
What's his deal?
His
Like,
laziness. I mean, you want to give him all right. He got a big hit last night, fine. And then he made a spectacular play after he hurt his ankle, and then he did the whole soccer player routine. There.
He's got a lot of. Somebody texted me this last night and said it, and it's true.
Just seems like laziness.
There's a lot of and I'm not comparing this is the way that they seem to always act like they have this major injury, but then there's nothing wrong with them. Brunson does that a lot with the Knicks. Like, Brunson will call him up and start hobbling around. He goes to the locker room, and then he's out. 10 minutes later, he comes back out. Jazz does a lot of that too.
Well,
Jazz does a lot of.
I'm not going to get inside his head. I don't want to play too much on it.
Sure.
But, he gets the call, right?
Right. Right.
The low ball on the previous inning, right?
Yeah.
And then he gets to first base, right? With all the drama and stuff. He gets there. And then he gets snagged,
Yeah.
off the bag. And he really looked, it was embarrassing because it was lazy. He
Right.
he didn't have his glove on. And
that's the biggest problem everyone has with him is that he's lazy. That's the.
I don't get this. I know I brought this up during the season. And look, when he first came over here, he's been an excellent Yankee as far as his numbers, especially the year we went to the World Series, his first 160 games, whatever it was. But we got to call it like it is, man. There's something going on there. I just don't know what's happened. It's very frustrating to watch him. And I think he's so talented. And I just can't understand why he can't lock in, and it's just been really frustrating because he could be a huge, huge help. And he's been just like Tommy said about the Phillies, same thing about Jazz, just way too inconsistent this year.
Super inconsistent. I agree with that 100%. And I still think, I don't think they'll re-sign him long-term after the season. I really don't. I think he's a guy they're just gonna let
There's
go.
a guy down in AAA now playing second base.
Yeah, it won't be him either. Okay, won't be him either. I can tell you that much.
I don't see how Jazz gets re-signed. I just don't, unless there's something just that we don't know about that's going on behind the scenes that has him playing out of his head right now, like in a bad way, and maybe he gets. I just don't see him getting the money. I just don't see he's putting up that kind of a season this year.
Here's what I think the main point is right now with them. And now it's been a little bit of a week plus since the trade deadline. And we kind of last week did all that stuff with what they did and didn't do and whatnot. Looking them as we go forward. You look at the score. I mean, they get quality pitching every single game. In the month of August, just listen to these scores. And I know I've talked about, that I think offense is a little down as a whole. I think that we got a little bit of a dead ball happening here. 4-1, 2-1. Yeah, did have a 5-4 Saturday. 3-2, 3-1, 2-0, 2-1, 2. Like you hear what I'm saying? You're like, all these games, they're getting incredible pitching. And it seems like if they could just scratch 3 or 4 runs, like that's almost good enough every night with the way that they've been pitching lately. Yeah. Now, will that carry deep into October?
Well, we talked about it last week.
Yeah.
Because you brought this up. Said, if they could get 5-6 runs, you were like, if they could get 4.
I think if they get 4, I think 4 is the number.
Last night was the number.
I think that if you could get 4, because what do we always say? It's like the age-old adage about playoff baseball. Like, great pitching seems to always beat great hitting. Like, you can have a deep lineup
great
and
defense.
Yeah, you need a little bit of that too, because that kind of goes hand in hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, in order for your pitching to be that great, you need that going in that direction. And like, I think that's the one thing that where maybe if you're seeing some positive things and some light at the end of the tunnel and some stuff that you can kind of look forward to, it's that if they're able to get Judge, Stanton, and Bellinger all back healthy, extend this lineup out a little bit more than where it is right now. And as you said, the bottom has really been doing a job there. Maybe they are a legitimate threat.
If you look at, I don't know if overall to win, but if you look at, and there's 6 back now of the race, and Boston has kind of come down to earth.
Boston's last, but while Boston's come down to earth, they've kind of brought I'm not going to say brought the Blue Jays completely. Yeah, the Blue Jays are now still pretty deep back. Well, here's the thing. Blue Jays are, because the American League is so awful. The Blue Jays are only 2.5 back of the last wild card spot. They've beaten Boston the last 2 nights in Toronto. Boston's now lost 4 in a row. That was after winning 31 out of 36. Mm-hmm. So you knew there'd be a little bit of level off at some point. They couldn't play 950 baseball for the rest of the year.
Can I put the silver?
Well, like you said, they don't have parades for 31 out of 36.
But
tinfoil hat.
Did you see right before they started this little losing streak? Everybody was saying that they were cheating. There's some cheating going on. Oh, I did not. I don't think I saw this. So it's weird that all that reporting came out about, this was a little buzz about there's some kind of cheating, because they were talking about some guys were out there talking about the guys in this lineup, their overall batting average consistently year in and around. They shouldn't be hitting like this. There's no way they should be hitting like this.
I agree.
So I would say last week, probably after our shows, I started seeing on the X feeds and stuff, and the internet, blah blah blah, talk about. But I just think it's funny when I'm not part of it. I'm not jumping in on it, but I think it's funny. But then all of a sudden, the timing, this kind of got to a bit of a fever pitch here. The accusations that the Sox may be cheating a little bit, and now all of a sudden maybe they backed off. Maybe the guy with the garbage can's not working out in the field or something like that.
Maybe. It's possible.
Well, what I was going to say real quick, though, is Yankees schedule rest of the way.
The stretch here. Talk about
Toronto, Baltimore, Toronto again, and then Houston before the big series with Boston.
And
then the Dodgers. And then they go out west for a couple.
They have got 6 with Toronto in the next week and a half around there. And unfortunately for them, they're getting Toronto when they're starting to play a little bit better.
Yeah, you're right.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Cease pitched last night, right? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So they're going to see Cease on Sunday in Toronto. Cease against Weathers. And that means, man, they're going to get Cease twice over those 6 games, the way it works out. Because of him pitching that last game, he'll pitch in the middle of the series at the stadium then, too. Cease has been incredible recently for them. So not easy because, as you mentioned, now the Mariners, who they're playing right now, this is a gutless team. Mariner team. They are completely gutless. They should be embarrassed how they have played this year. They have, in my opinion, by far and away the best roster in the AL West, in my opinion. And I just can't believe they've never gotten going. They have capable arms. And just Raleigh's had this just year from hell. He's been awful.
Yeah, last night in that spot, and Bednar's in there, and if it was last year and Raleigh's up in that spot, you're thinking, we got a problem here.
Right.
And Bed's got him up high on that last strike.
Yeah.
Something that he wouldn't have swung at last year.
But this is quite the stretch where they go at Toronto, at Baltimore, home Toronto, home Houston, home Red Sox for 4. That is a big finish. They got a lot. That ain't going to be wiffle ball for them. It really isn't.
We have, as Yankee fans, and I think some good baseball to look forward to as far as matchups and stuff. So these games are going to be huge. And obviously, the other thing I just kind of like about this, just trying to be positive about it, and seeing these last couple of games with Lombard Jr. in there and the trade deadline stuff, is Booney he's got a line up here that he's been working out well. And Wells is, we're talking about the guys at the back end of the lineup. They've been playing pretty well here. And, Grissom popped in there, and Ricey's been popping in. And so I think it's a pretty good lineup to kind of battle what we have here up against what you said. Probably one of the best, rotations here.
Right.
If not in the league, if not definitely in the American League here too. So if they can start syncing things up, and, we saw Giancarlo was out, running around like
Did you like
the Flash out there on the field?
Have you noticed what I've been doing now? Anytime there's any new information about Giancarlo, I put up the picture of him in Carbonite.
Yes.
And I get usually poor Brian Hoke of MLB.com. It's unfortunately him because he's usually the first one I see put the news out like, Boone says Stanton gonna run. Boom, the Carbonite picture. If him standing there like he's being rolled into to Jabba the Hutt's palace. It's just
so funny.
But optimism's high. Moving forward, it really is. But this is a tough stretch that they're going to have. Not easy baseball coming up for them with a lot of division rivals over the next few weeks. That'll make the dog days of August exciting for us there, Paulie. I'll do the American League as a whole, and then after the break, we'll do the National League side. Like, how awful is this league this year? The Rangers are the 3rd wild card right now. Mm-hmm. They are 60-60. Dead 500. This is what baseball wanted, by the way. When they said, we're going to add more teams to the playoffs. We're going to add more. We want more excitement. Well, you got excitement because they're 500. The Tigers, who traded their 2 best starting pitchers, or 2 of their guys in their rotation, in Skubal and Casey Mize, are now a half game out at 59-60. The Twins, who it boggles my mind that they've won 59 games, are only a game and a half out. The Orioles, who are 4 games under, are 2 games out. And Toronto's 5 games under, and they're 2.5 out. Like, Toronto is...
They've been awful.
And out of that group, Paulie, I think the team that has the most talent in that little block of teams that are from Texas, Detroit, Minnesota, Cleveland, Baltimore, Toronto. I mean, Seattle's 4 back. I think Toronto has the most talent out of that little block. And that's the team I'd be watching for that maybe, especially after the 2 wins against the Red Sox the last couple nights, that maybe rises past everybody else.
You see that we'd play the other night too in that game with the scoreboard showing 2 outs, and
I know there's that old
a drama going. It's like a 20-minute wait.
You always see something.
They made the call.
You always see something new at the ballpark. Isn't that what they always used to say about baseball? Like you can always see something you've never seen at the ballpark. That was one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen.
Yep.
That they had so for those who don't know, the situation was Red Sox had first and third. There was only 1 out, but the scoreboard in Rogers Center and everywhere said 2 outs. Everyone thought there were 2 outs because I don't blame the guys on the field, the runners on the Red Sox, because you're standing first and what are you doing? You're looking up, you're checking, you're seeing 2 outs. In your head, when you see that, as the pitcher's winding up, you're like, contact, I'm going. Like, it's 2 outs. We're moving. So, of course, guy hits a lazy fly ball to center field. Runner jogs home, touches home plate. The other guy he's busting it because that's what you do when there's 2 outs. Catches it, and everyone starts like kind of walking off the field. The problem was there was only 1 out. There was only 1 out.
Crazy.
And as Paulie said, that invoked a almost 20-minute review
and
in
actually
New York.
Had a rule for it.
There is
which blew me away because I thought they're making this up.
And of course, everyone walking off the field negates them from being able to appeal at third base. And so I couldn't even possibly try to explain you the entire ruling for it. But super bizarre situation that ended with the Red Sox getting the run because I guess if you think about it, that fly ball at center would have scored the run on a tag up on a sac fly. There would have been 2 outs, runner on first, and whoever was coming up next. Bizarre situation.
Variables in baseball.
And I didn't know this either. Someone else pointed this out. Do you remember how you used to be able to protest a game? Remember that? Used to be able to protest a Major League Baseball game. Remember the George Brett with the pine tar bat?
Okay.
And there was a lot of times where if the umpire made a really, really bad call, the team was allowed to protest the game, and then the league, and they never would overturn it, but you could go I did not know that in 2021 they got rid of protesting a game. You're not allowed to protest the game anymore because of all the New York reviews. Say there's no reason to protest a game because everything should be handled by the New York reviews, which you could say that was. It took 20 minutes to kind of figure out and get what was right with all of it. So
wild stuff.
Weird, wild stuff. In the chat, John says, I'm all for personality, but I think Jazz needs to realize his job is to go about the serious business of Yankee baseball.
Yeah, and if you just look over to the other position there at shortstop, and I would even say first and third, you have those 3 other guys right now in the infield for the Yankees doing exactly what you're talking about, son. So I agree with you, and I think that's it. It's just I'm all for personality and individuality and everything.
Right.
But, come on. Man, if I got the chance to play for the New York Yankees, I would be so locked in every day. So locked in. But
I would be too. That would be imagine having a chance to play for the Yankees.
Imagine you at short, me at second, huh? Hats down, haircut, all set.
John, you are right.
Clean shaven.
But can the Blue Jays start hitting? As much talent as I think the Blue Jays have, can they start hitting? Did you know, Paulie, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. still hasn't hit a homer at home this year? It is August of 12th, and he still has not hit a homer at home at Rogers Center.
So there is the talk of, like they said, the league itself this year. They were talking about before the game last night on TNT about just overall the offense is down.
Right.
You brought up last week too that about the baseballs. Yeah. And
I've seen a couple of more deep dives on that over the past couple of days.
So baseball to me also, it's a science. There's a science to it. Like we talk about what happened in the Jays Red Sox game, all these weird plays that we see, where the ball can go, the old term, ball don't lie, all this stuff. But guys, it's puzzling when you see guys going through these streaks of, not being able to hit or not
Right.
being able to just consistently not find a sink or find a slider and everything else. It goes on and
Yeah.
goes on. And then you have guys, like I said, Guerrero had an amazing season last year, can't have it this year. And every day they're doing batting practice. They're down in the caves. They're working on this. This is their livelihood. This is their job. So the ball can only come at you, right? Unless it's the Miz, 110 miles an hour, whatever. And
nobody beats the Miz.
And then there's only so many different variations of a pitch to come in, and you're working on this every day. But I guess that's just the magic of baseball, because it's hand-eye coordination, it's timing, and it's what kind of mood you're in and how you're feeling, and it's all got to line up. And
I know I'm sure you might have been watching one of these games. I was watching, what was the night the Yankee Braves were delayed a little bit for rain? It must have been Friday night. I think the Friday night game. Didn't they have a long delay? They didn't start till after 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I ended up watching that game at the end of the night.
Didn't end till that was the night they tied it, went to extra innings.
Yes.
So it ended well past midnight.
That was McMahon's fly ball
to win it.
Gotcha.
So I've been talking about the balls, and I've been reading all this stuff about the balls, and I can buy into some conspiracy theories, and I buy into the data when it comes to this stuff, because I look at it every day. I do believe something's changed with the ball since the All-Star break. I've read enough nonsense now about it that I'll gladly put the tinfoil hat on. I believe it. And then I saw Friday night in that Yankee Brave game, Spencer Jones hit 2 balls that were absolutely crulled.
There were a couple last night too that went to the wall,
and they just died at the wall.
Yeah.
Like balls that in the middle of summer, they sounded right. They had the right launch angle, all the mumbo jumbo that everybody throws at all this stuff, and they're dying out at the track.
Yeah.
And that is even more for me. Like, that stuff happens in March and April when the weather's just so bad that it knocks the ball down. It does not in August when it's humid and the ball should be flying. And I saw this ball Spencer Jones hit on Friday night. I mean, off the bat, it looked just pure and sounded pure. And just back, hand on the wall. It felt like it would have any other time.
So again, I asked you last week, and I will ask you again: what would the reasoning be behind the Major League Baseball?
I have no clue.
Putting in these duds.
I wish I could answer it.
It doesn't make any sense.
I know that.
Unless we want to go deeper into the tinfoil.
I have seen
about what's going to happen next year. They want to make the game boring. I don't know.
I've even seen, and again, I am not subscribing to this theory that I'm about to tell you, but I have seen people who legitimately believe that baseball is in cahoots with the sports books, because what people bet on homers, that's one of the most popular things people bet on.
Oh no.
And they think again, people, I don't subscribe to this theory. I don't believe that there's any.
But you're a guy who does the dingers all week.
Sure.
Big part of what you're doing.
Yes.
And it's
a big part of every sports book's doing now.
There's almost just homer only apps, right? Or something like that.
Well, there's they give you boosts for homers. They give you this for home. And homers have become an extremely popular thing to wager on.
I'm gonna extend this conversation a little bit here too. So let's see I want to know, how would the MLB benefit from, say, the betting aspect of this as far as the money? So just to refresh with me, the leagues are getting a cut by allowing these betting apps.
Well, they're like a paid, they're like a.
So they're getting a cut off. They get a percentage, right?
Well, I don't.
So
if
you got 1 million guys betting on MLB this year, right? And they use FanDuel, whatever app they're using, right? Yeah. It's sanctioned by the league, so they're getting a percentage of the buy-ins, right?
Well,
they're getting money, right?
Some of them, the league are partners,
So if guys win, guys lose. So let's say MLB is the casino, MLB is the house, right? FanDuel is the dealers. Right?
I wouldn't go. I wouldn't.
How's it working?
I wouldn't put it.
I'm just trying to make sense. Again, why would MLB try to affect the game? Is there a financial benefit to the league?
Well, the leagues obviously, the leagues and the sports books, some of them are partners. Okay, in terms of a certain amount of money gets paid for them to say you're the official. Sports book of Major League Baseball, or you're the official sports book of the New York Yankees, or you're the official sports book of this or that. I mean, whoever's at the top of that chain and that mountain could get together and say, man, you throw a couple dead balls in there for a little while, we're getting smashed here. Help us out. You get the bets down. You know, like it's not even so much where it's maybe putting more money, but there's such a trusted together partner that.
There you go. That's what I'm asking.
So that's
there it is.
Another tinfoil hat idea. It's tinfoil hat idea Wednesday.
Let's go.
Here, we are not between two ferns. We're between two tinfoil hats. John says maybe the umps are doing something different to the balls when they rub them before the game in retaliation against MLB for the automated ball strike technology being used. That one, John, I have not heard before. That's going far into the waters. I don't think
Plus,
the umps,
before the ump gets them, somebody else is handling the balls.
I'll tell you, sidebar for this. I'll tell you what that whole ABS automated ump thing has done.
What's that?
It's made the umps better because in April and May, there was 1 billion of those things a game.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's down.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Because the umps have had to clean up their game because they were tired of being embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like as the season's gone on and you're not seeing this as much. I think it's because the umps have realized they don't want to get shown up. You had all those stories, guys like, 7 in a game, do it, and they're all tracking how many times these umps are getting checked. I think the umps have gotten better because of it.
I would go further and say the pitching has gotten better. The catching and the hitters have all been forced to get better at learning that strike zone.
Very true.
Everybody together.
Very true.
Just even Lombard Jr. was getting huge credit of him coming in. So now the younger kids coming up through the systems and stuff.
Right.
Not all of them, obviously.
Not all of them.
But I agree with you. But maybe collectively it's made everybody better. Because it's funny you bring that up because I have to say I don't think a lot of people may be sitting here going, it's kind of been that whole thing, ump, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
Wear your glasses. That whole thing is gone out of the game right now because it's all electronically monitored.
Right.
So you can't really get ticked off at an ump anymore because if it's something egregious, somebody's tapping their head.
Yeah. No, it's true.
So it's worked.
It's very true.
Bravo
it's
for
worked.
that.
Worked for that. Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio, here from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island on a Wednesday, a tinfoil hat Wednesday.
Love it.
with Carver and Cuthbert.
Conspiracy theories.
We will come back. We have a lot more to do, but Paulie is first going to tell you about all of the great things that are going to be happening at Borrelli's very soon.
It's a busy week, as always, here at Borrelli's. Once again, we're all broadcasting live from Borrelli's Taproom every Wednesday and Thursday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern, 1:30 p.m. Eastern time, man. Guys, I try every week to try and get this clear, straight, but I can't. I'm just a human guy. I make mistakes. Anyway, come down and join us. The doors are open. Join us for lunch. $12 sandwich special here every week. Come on in, mention the CNC podcast, and get a free Miller Diet Draft. So come on down right here, Borrelli's, 912 West B Street here in Long Beach, New York, home of the champion New York Knicks. All right, it's Wednesday. So we got music theme nights back here on Wednesdays, and tonight is Songs from an Italian Restaurant. It's Billy Joel theme night. Come down live. Billy Joel hits here as you enjoy a $21 pasta special and half-price bottles of wine. So come on down tonight, no charge. Come on down and listen to your best Billy Joel tunes and have some pasta and some wine. It's a great night. And it's a beautiful day here down here at Borrelli's. Thursday night, carnivore night, $42.99. Choice of steak, veal, or pork. Super salad. You get a dessert, bottomless beers, endless wines. All right here at Borrelli's. And now the live music is going to rotate here on Thursday nights. And tonight, Eddie Burbis is going to be here this evening. So great meal, great prices, great choices, and great music here tonight at Borrelli's on Carnivore Night. Friday, you know what it is now here for the next few dog days of summer. It's Frozen Fridays here at Borrelli's from 12 to 9 p.m. And you get $8 frozen drinks here. Pina coladas and margaritas right here at Borrelli's. And then Friday night, the live music returns here with Sean Jacoby at 7 p.m., followed by DJ Frankie Sims for the Friday night dance party on Saturday. Rita's going to be here at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. And followed by Anthony Gall at 10 p.m. on Saturday. And then on Sunday, Laura Craig's going to be here in the afternoon for Sunday Fun Day at 4 p.m., followed by DJ Johnny John for the Sunday Fun Day dance party. Don't forget tons of bucket specials, pizza, everything else. Come on down here for all the great stuff here at Borrelli's all weekend long. Got a big announcement here for the return of the very successful Country Fest we had back here in the spring. It now returns here at Borrelli's on Sunday, August 23rd. So listen to this real quick. So if you love country music, get on down here. It's hosted by Borrelli's, obviously, and Anthony Gow, and he'll also be performing here. Also performing is Eddie Burbis, who just mentioned before. Darren Deese is going to be here too. Landon Parker and Lauren Craig. And everything starts at 3 p.m. with DJ Teddy, who's going to be spinning tunes in between all the live acts. And there's going to be a Nashville-inspired menu throughout the day. And again, tons of drink specials and the frozen drinks and everything else. So if you love your country music, come down to Borrelli's on Sunday, August 23rd for Country Fest. Comedy coming up. Monday, August 24th, Anthony Rodia. Get your tickets at Borrelli'sTaproom.com and click on events and or go to eventbrite.com and search Borrelli's Comedy. And of course, we're going to get into it on the show today too, but NFL preseason is officially underway, and that means all the NFL specials down here at Borrelli's are also underway as I get my weekly Frosty here at Borrelli's. I love it. So come on down. Tons of bucket specials, beer towers, mimosa towers. It's all going on, and come on down this weekend too. And just, come on, skip on in at Borrelli's Friday night. Jets. Mention the CNC podcast, and your first Miller Lite draft is on the house, on me and Mike. And that's what's going on at Borrelli's. Make sure you follow Borrelli's on the IG at Borrelli's Long Beach and on the Facebook at Borrelli's Taproom, and go to Borrelli'sTaproom.com for all the great things that are going on. Cheers, brother.
Cheers. Did you mention that when they mention they get this, that they get one of these?
I do all the time.
Miller Lite draft.
You walk in the door, you see Tommy or Daryl, anybody else behind the bar, and go, hey, look, or Richie, anybody, Lexi, all the people that bartend here, all the great people, just say, hey, look, I just want to mention the Carver and Cuthbert podcast. And they go, you want a free Miller Lite draft? And they give it to you. Cold, frosty.
Cold.
And then you got all the specials after that.
You do get a lot of that. You do get all the specials. I'm excited for football down here. It's going to be outstanding. All right.
I think we need to pick out some games. We're going to come down here and hang out together.
I already told you there's one that I had circled.
Yes.
And I think that that's one that really needs to be put on the list. I've already said what it is here, so I'm not like, nothing's official, but I really think that week 2 Monday night Giant Ram game is would be a hell of a night to come down.
What are your thoughts spending Christmas here?
Bills Broncos.
Christmas Day. Not only the
Bills
NFL,
Broncos.
but all the basketball too.
I
mean, you got the kids down here now. When we ask the wives, so we can spend Christmas Day.
That is fascinating.
See how that goes over.
Just to recap, everybody, the NBA announced some of their bigger, their marquee games. They didn't release the entire schedule yet. They released opening night, which the Knicks will raise the banner against LeBron and the Sixers. On October the 20th, I believe, is when opening night of the NBA is. They have a big triple header, and obviously Knicks versus Sixers is the marquee game in that. But they also released their Christmas Day special. They have 5 games on Christmas Day. Now, remember, the NBA used to own Christmas Day. It was really the only ones playing. And over the past couple of years, the NFL has said, oh, no. As always, we're pigs, and we are moving in. And they have done that in a big way because the NFL now plays 3 games on Christmas Day. And by the way, that's now no matter what day of the week it is. They did it on a Wednesday, on a Tuesday. It don't make a difference. The NFL says we own Christmas Day now, and we're going to be there. So like you said, if you can get away from the family, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games spread out over what would be pillar to post. About 13 hours, if you can get away from all this. Noon on Christmas, NBA Finals rematch, Knicks and Spurs. 1 o'clock, Packers Bears. 2:30, Heat Celtics. 4:30, Bills Broncos. 5, Lakers Sixers. LeBron back in Los Angeles against the Lakers. 8, Thunder T-Wolves. 8:15, Rams Seahawks rematch. So you have rematches of both. Not rematches of both, excuse me. Rematch of the NFC Championship game, Rams Seahawks. Rematch of that AFC divisional game between the Bills and the Broncos last year. And then if that wasn't enough for you on Christmas Day, at 10:30 East, the Nuggets and the Warriors will play at Golden State. I mean, Christmas Day, Paulie, it ain't for Santa and the family anymore.
No,
it's like...
And here's a note for you. Neither the NFL, and this is all about Christmas Day here. I'm just joking about the wives. Neither the NFL nor the NBA publishes a single cumulative real-time total female executives. Total 4 female executives working in companies. However, data tracking shows hundreds of women, only hundreds, hold vice president, C-suite, and front office executive roles across both leagues, with women comprising roughly 40% of the overall front office and league level positions. I only bring that up because, like I said, who's booking all these games on Christmas?
It is
because it affects
amazing.
the families of the fans that go. Like, we think about it like individually, right? All right, what am I doing that day? I'm going to have Christmas at the house, and I'm going to have the TVs on in the background, so it don't matter. But now think of everybody who has to work that day, right? At each arena, each stadium. Then you go down to security and staff. Forget about the teams. And then that goes out wider and wider, too, as far as their families and stuff. That's a lot of people now that have to work on Christmas Day.
It is. It is a lot of people. And I thought about going one year. I forget when it was.
And I doubt they're getting overtime, right?
This was before we had kids. So before we had kids, me and Nicole, man, we were together, but someone invited me. The Nets were playing noon Christmas Day. This is when the Nets, I think, that was probably like the Garnett, Pierce, like that Nets, when the Nets actually had like a decent team. And I was like, man, Christmas Day, like taking the train to Barclays, that does kind of kill the whole day for you.
They might have Christmas as you go on the train.
But imagine even like I don't know, like this, like you say, it's a lot. Like, you got to make it's really your whole day. You're building your whole day, whether you're going to any of those 8 games I just mentioned, unless it's like the latest, 7:30 at night. I guess you got a whole morning and day of Christmas before you go out to the game. But
honey, I'm taking the boys to the game on Christmas.
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't have a seat for you.
Yeah, I don't know how that goes over. Does that go over very well?
I guess Christmas Eve becomes Christmas.
The Bronx Buckeye finally checking in. Hello, Eddie in Columbus.
What's up, Eddie?
Christmas Day is cool, but college ball is doing Field of 68 24-hour opening day marathon November 2nd. Get ready. That is true. They always do that to start the season. 24 hours of college basketball, which is always fun. So if you want to watch Hawaii and Cal Poly at 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe Tommy will stay open for you for 24 hours of college hoops on November the 2nd. We effort, and maybe if Hofstra's playing like 5 a.m. against like Stony Brook, we could maybe throw that in too early in the morning. We open early for that. Why not? A couple teams that are pretty good.
We'll throw it up at the meeting with Q. We'll see what he thinks.
We'll see how it goes. Couple other before I leave the baseball completely. I did want to tell you that after all the things that the Mets have done,
and after you saying we weren't going to mention them anymore,
well, there was actually something else I wanted to bring up about them, but I would feel not right if I didn't mention how they played in the last week, because I'm going to say something about them. So they swept Cleveland last week.
Nice job.
Took 2 out of 3 in Pittsburgh against the Pirates. Then beat the Braves 8-5 Monday night. They lost a tough 4-0 game last night. So they split the first 2 with the Braves, and they play tonight with this Thornton going, who's been pretty good. It is amazing what, like, taking a little bit of weight off you, and then guys being gone and tensions, whatever, and then just suddenly you just go and play ball. And Lindor has been smoking hot in the past week and a half, 2 weeks. You know what that coincides with. Soto
is on vacation.
Soto's on vacation for the year.
That is still hysterical, though. They're not in the lineup together.
It is amazing how sometimes, Paulie, just when all the pressure has been completely taken off of you, which it has now, when you're 30 games under 500, I mean, all the pressure's kind of been completely taken off you. And I know I'm being unfair. They're not that much.
Daryl's in the house.
Daryl's
in the house.
What up? I know they're not that far out of it, but what I really wanted to bring up with Lindor is obviously he has 5 years left on his contract. 5 years. We talked about the deadline. Do they got to break these guys up? Do we have to split these guys up? What do we have to do here? Well, it's going to be hard to do because Lindor can veto any deal whatsoever. He's got 5 years, no trade, full ride. This from Mike Puma of the Post yesterday. Or this morning. Lindor says that, quote, the plan is to be here for my contract, end quote.
Professional.
I mean, it's great to hear if you're a Met fan, but I still believe, Paulie, that there is still something that's going to need to be worked out between these two guys. And I know Freddie, we talked last week, Freddie Peralta tried getting them together, and then one guy said it did happen, one guy said it didn't happen, one guy said it wasn't really a meeting, it was just like a gathering in the hallway, whatever the situation is. As much as Steve Cohen and others have tried to downplay that this isn't really a thing, I got news for you. It is a thing. Because there's been enough stories now and enough layers to everything that's been brought up that it is a thing. And your best hope for the future of your franchise, as you're in a, which is hard to say in New York, a semi-rebuild coming up, is you have one of two choices. You have to get the two of them on the same page, whatever that is. All the families together in one room, the two of them in the room with Cohen. And I don't know if it's because the nerd doesn't take charge, Stearns, and he can't lead a meeting like that. I've told you that. I think it's going to be interesting who has the power, because I bet if Soto had his way, Albert Pujols is going to be the next manager of the Mets. I think that if Lindor had his way, Carlos Beltran is going to be the next manager of the Mets. I think it's interesting who wins that kind of power struggle. But if they are not going to be on the same page, I don't know what you have to do for this guy to get to waive his no trade, but you can't do another year of this. You can't do another year of one guy struggling, one guy's, do they not like each other? It's all it's going to be is that there's always going to be that tension that's going to be there.
And let me ask you this. When the season ends, let's say Stearns or Cohen, they get both of those guys in the room together, what would you say to them? Do you think, as talented as both of those individuals are,
yeah,
and they're the New York Mets, New York team here, huge money on both,
right?
As far as both these guys being, what are you sitting down telling them to make it work? Because they could be such an integral part of, let's say, the next 6-7 years of the Mets going forward.
Well, I think that, first of all, I would probably have the two of them together and say, listen, let's clear the air here. Who has a problem, and what is the reason why everyone has a problem? Were you jealous that, Soto, were you jealous that this guy didn't bend the knee when you signed here like everyone else did and say, welcome to the team? Lindor, are you jealous that the Mets went and signed somebody bigger than you after the postseason you had, thinking that you were the megastar of this team, and now you're kind of, Soto over, whose ego is bruised enough, and what are the reasons why your egos are bruised? Let's start fresh, because you two guys can be the pillars of putting this back together. Those are great bats to have 2-3 in your lineups.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, you don't want to get rid of people like that. Like, that is a block. If they're both healthy and productive, having Lindor and Soto back-to-back with each other in a lineup is huge.
And pretty much both in their prime right now.
Knock all his BS off. Find the root of the problem. Everyone talk about it. And if people are leaving after that still upset, then you got no choice. You got to get rid of one of them.
And look, Lindor and Soto, as far as two guys being on a professional team, not getting along, but finding a way to be successful. That I think this is the part of it. You got to go out there and you got to do you want to bring a championship to the Mets, and do you want to be a New York Met? I mean, I think that's what it's all about. And baseball, as far as a team game, is one of those team kind of games where you can actually look. Let's just get up, do your production,
right,
and come back to the bench. You're not on a defensive line together. You're not on an offensive line on a hockey team together and stuff. You're a position player, and you're hitting at different times. So, and this is some of the best teams in the world didn't get along with each other.
Right.
So they got to figure it out. I think that's what I wanted to ask you. What would you say? How do you get these guys to figure this out? Next year, they cleaned house. I don't know what kind of offseason signings they can help do to help this lineup out next year. Because that's the other thing too, is those two guys might turn around and say, hey, look, maybe it's not even me or him.
Yeah.
We got a bad team.
Yeah.
And a bad future. So I'll be up in my suite.
That is the story now.
Eating like a king.
Moving forward is that. And I think it also will be a little telling. Is Soto just going to take the rest of the year off?
I'm with you. I think he is. I think you brought it up too, and I think maybe he comes back for the 9/11 weekend. But other than that, I think he's
if he comes back for that, he's got to come back for the rest of the season.
He's in a pool on a float
too. I
with
think
a mimosa towel.
Yeah, I think, man, pouring at Williamsport there today. Look at that. The Little League field's got the tarp on as the Little League World Series is going on. Rainy Williamsport, Pennsylvania. As the Little League World. You get into it, Paulie? The Little League World Series for you? Like it?
At the end. I'm not going to watch.
At the end. You're not going to watch all these early round actions for us. Yeah.
Love to see Lindbrook get into it, but I don't think it's going to happen.
We had a couple long, like the who's the Long Island team that's going?
Massapequa was the only.
Well, Massapequa with the softball made it to the, but
I'm saying
there was a boys. One of the boys' teams in Suffolk went pretty far.
Yeah.
It's
on
so
it too.
hard, man. It's tough to think of, and this is the first year
hard to get out of the Long Island bracket.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't know how complicated it was. Now that I'm kind of into this, and I'm almost at the point where like I know, like she's in the next level up. Start to get to 10U, you kind of feel a little bit more of it. And we didn't watch some of the 10U Williamsport team for our girls softball that we know, and seeing Paulie, like one guy showed me one of the guys, like all the games you got to play just to get there is insane. The amount of stuff that you have to go to.
I managed and coached for 5-6 years, whatever it was, and it's just to get out of our bracket here in Nassau County.
It's
against
brutal.
Long Beach and Oceanside.
Yeah.
And forget about it.
Our 10-year
and then those good teams that smoke you in your bracket then go on to the next round and they get smoked by the next bracket. And it goes on and on and on.
So that our 10U team got to the States. The Merrick Belmore Little League 10U team. We had our draft for Little League for the fall season last night for the team that I coach with Olivia, and I got two of those girls on my team for my first two picks last night. So I got two girls that were on that Williamsport 10U team. So hopefully we'll.
Well, if this was New York media, you better bring home a trophy.
I better bring home a trophy if I'm going all that.
And if those two players have a problem with each other, Michael, they have a meeting.
Everything seems ready to go. Chris says, "Am I a hater when I say the Little League World Series is stupid?" Well, Chris, I'll say this. I used to be someone who, and I think that this was more before I had kids and my girls. My daughter really started playing a lot of Little League, and I got more into it. I used to kind of talk bad about it too, Chris.
Why would you guys talk bad about it?
I don't like
these are kids' dreams. These are the dedicated.
You know what bothers me? Not the kids. I could watch the kids playing the whole time. It's the announcers and I don't like the way I don't know.
These are people's jobs.
Something weird about it.
Come on, it's Little League.
That I didn't like.
Look,
but I'm obviously more into it now.
Look, there's a fun side of Little League baseball.
And
there's a bad.
I'm going through it
because the parents, and then you want to talk about umpiring in Little League, and it's
the production.
And
Chris,
it's the cost, the travel, the money, the call, everything else. So I will say this: for the two teams that finally get to the World Series final, that is like climbing Mount Everest.
It is
without pants.
It's a long.
It's so hard, man.
It's a long way to go. When you get to that point. Musburger used to call the games. I know. Remember Brent Musburger used to? Well, to be fair, Eddie, Brent would only parachute in for the championship.
Of course.
Brent ain't out there this week with all these qualifying games. Brent would parachute into Williamsport on Sunday for the championship for Hawaii versus Japan or Korea. Yeah, and he'd fly Texas versus Korea, whoever won the American bracket versus whoever won the international bracket. And Brent would sit there like he watched all these kids his whole life. And I think that's what would get me. Like, Brent, you don't know these kids. Get out of here.
Yeah, come on. We've all grown up with the Bad News Bears movies and Sandlot and all that stuff. It's baseball, baby.
Is Danny Almonte playing? Good one, Eddie, for us there. Off track with the Little League, but that's okay because it's, as Paulie said earlier.
Was there anything else beyond the Mets in the National League you want to talk about?
Not really. I thought the Dodgers had a bad, but the Dodgers are going to win the World Series. So if they have a bad week, what's the difference? right?
It's just really just to find out what the rest of that. I mean, look, baseball's done already as far as the National League. I mean, you can look at the top division leaders. I mean, as far as the only thing that's left really is
that last, just like
card.
the American League, that last wild card spot in the NL. Well, look, the Cubs are in the first wild card spot. They're 6.5 clear of everyone else in the NL. Cubs have played really good baseball. And by the way, PCA just continues. And I will tell you now, and I know that they are tied in the odds where this world that I live in. PCA is the MVP of the National League right now. I don't want to hear about Ohtani. Ohtani is not having the typical Ohtani year. He's not. And now he's not even pitching either to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think PCA is right now, hands down, the NL MVP.
He's pretty much in the news every week as far as highlights. And
he hit a ball last night, as a great Zig Fracassi from SiriusXM tweeted back at me when I put the video up. He goes, he hit that to the Navy Yard in D.C. I mean, he destroyed the ball last night. So I just think PCA is great. But after the Cubs, Paulie, Phillies, Arizona, San Diego, all tied, three-way tie for the last two wildcard spots. Miami, 2.5 back. So the Marlins, after that great winning streak, awful losing streak, have now fought themselves back to where they've won 3 in a row again, 6 out of 10, and they are only 2.5 back. Cardinals, 3.5 back, and then Washington gets to 5 at this point. It's not impossible, but with how many teams you'd have to pass, it's super difficult. I think Arizona's played great ball over the last couple of weeks. They've started to get some really good pitching. I think Tommy said it earlier. The Phillies are super inconsistent. Super inconsistent.
It's all up for grabs.
I think they'd be dangerous if they got in. And they're a weird team that, you know, they have the kind of pitching, Paulie, that, you know, they're the one team I think in a 5-game series could beat the Dodgers. Just because of how, like, Sanchez, Nola, I mean, not Nola, Wheeler, Sanchez and Wheeler, and you put those like, and they have Harper and Schwarber. They're a team that, as inconsistent as they are,
they had them dead to rights last year.
I know
they just fell apart mentally. I mean,
the last couple of years
it's just
so. I could see, like, I would bet the Dodgers are like, man, I hope the Phillies knock the Phillies out.
The Yankees have mental breakdowns in the World Series. Dodgers win, right? Last year. Against the Phillies, and then against the Blue Jays.
The Phillies base running was just,
I mean, all the improbable things that had to happen for the Dodgers to win that, including kind of left his short foot.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Yes.
So I'm with you. I mean, I think and hope that whoever the Dodgers end up playing, give them a run. And I think that, you know, like any given Sunday, right? Any given night of baseball, get the right connection.
Sunday,
guys get a little hot. You get good pitching.
Is where you want to be. That's for sure.
Bring the Dodgers down. Don't give them the 3-peat, for God's sakes.
Please don't. Although they probably will win, despite everything that is going on. They're probably going to win. I got a lot of football to do with you, Paulie, because they're going to play real games this week. I mean, not real games.
Before you go into what you want to talk about, I'm just going to go back to last week real quick.
Oh, okay.
And we were talking and joking about how nobody was interested in that game.
Okay.
So let's give it some props.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Good game.
The NFL Hall of Fame game last week.
Oh, I know. This is a ratings thing, isn't it?
7
Are you going to give me a ratings thing?
But hold on. 7 million viewers. That's more than the most viewed MLB game this season and any NHL game last season, including the Stanley Cup Finals. NFL is and always will be king. Even a useless, hopeless, meaningless game last week. 7 million people tuned into that, baby. It was actually a pretty good game.
It was a pretty good game. It's true. Chris, I when he said the number, Chris said 7 million. How? Stop it, Paulie. He ain't making it up, Chris. Like,
front office sports.
I believe it because it's just like I said to you last week. People sit around and they salivate for this stuff from February all the way to August. When is football back? When is football back? When is football back? And they get this dopey Hall of Fame game, and everyone goes to turn on. And there's Tirico and Collinsworth, and there's they got all the Breeze, they got the gold jackets. They're doing the whole spiel out there. And I will say, and I just like I said last week, I didn't watch a snap. Didn't watch a snap. Saw some highlights, obviously. So everybody started texting me.
Highlights were good.
So it talks to me. Look at Carson Beck. Look what Beck did over here. Look at this. Oh, Haynes King it should be the backup ahead of Kenny Pickett for the Carolina Panthers. All the quarterback stuff started because they both played. Haynes King and Beck both played pretty well in the game. But at least it was a fun game for 7 million people to tune in and watch, and not the typical Hall of Fame 13-7 snoozer
And you have
like
to
you
believe,
usually get.
Once the buzz came out about how good the game was, how
People
good Beck
started,
was,
yeah.
I'm sure if you looked up on YouTube now on all the platforms, there's probably even more views on the highlights
Probably.
of a stupid,
Probably.
meaningless Hall of Fame game that nobody's supposed to care about. That's football, baby.
People love football. They love the NFL. They love college. They love it. And it's back now. People can taste it. They're going to see all their favorite teams here finally play their first game this weekend. Everybody is super excited. I don't blame them. But I'm telling you, there's going to be a game. You're going to get some of these games where it's just like you're going to be watching and you're going to be like, God, get me the real thing. I know that technically really wasn't that, and I'll give them credit. Maybe they changed the balls like they did in maybe they changed the balls to get everybody all fired up. Eddie says, glad to hear 7 million people got to see the birth of the legend of Haynes King.
Nice.
No shot I watch one play of any preseason game. That's kind of where I'm at. Eddie, maybe bet the Giants because Harbaugh doesn't lose preseason games. Harbaugh doesn't lose preseason games. That's one thing about him when he was in Baltimore. He really doesn't. The Jets are going to play the Bucs on Friday night at MetLife. And this week, the Jets and the Bucs here over in Florham Park are doing joint practices. So this has now become, Paulie, commonplace for the most part for a lot of teams over the last few years. In fact, so much so that, especially since they've gone down to 3 preseason games, these joint practices are, I personally feel, what the coaches like more than the actual game.
Mm-hmm.
And usually you are not going to see guys play in the actual game because they feel like they get enough work in these joint practices going against different competition during the week that they don't feel the need to risk injury in the actual game. The Jets are doing things a little bit differently. They are going to play, according to Aaron Glenn. Everyone's playing is what he said on Friday night against the Bucs. Everyone's playing. That's Geno. That's Garrett Wilson. That's obviously all their pieces. Everybody's going to be out there.
All the kickers, the punters.
Kickers and punters. Everybody will be there allegedly for
snap all that stuff.
So if you're going out to MetLife on Friday night, you will get to see most of your favorite Jets in action, I guess you could say. I think the most notable thing that I saw today, and that's the other thing that happens all the time too, fights in these joint practices. Teams all, because it's the first time they're getting to hit somebody else. It's not their teammate.
Mm-hmm.
We got to go fight the other team. That's always another thing that happens constantly. Connor Hughes said this morning, a big fight just broke out between the Jets offense and the Bucs defense. That was coming. Tim Patrick's in the heart of it too. Very feisty. So I saw yesterday everybody slamming Geno. He had an awful day at Jet Camp. And last week listen, you're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days. Everyone has been saying great things about Geno. Even today, Connor said better start for Geno, mostly short stuff, but completed all 3 attempts in the first period of the Jets one offense. I think this is going to be the next 3 weeks. You're going to have days where people are going to say, man, Geno looks so good. He's going to, the Jet offense is going to be elevated this year, and he's got an actual offensive line in front of him. Which he did not have in Vegas last year. And then you're going to have days like yesterday where it's like, man, Geno sucks. Why'd they sign this guy? Like, I think that those are the days, Paulie, that you're going to have, right? I mean,
it's preseason, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it's preseason, and you got to understand, these guys and these guys I'm talking about, all the people, the men and women who cover the team, are out there watching these joint practices. They're out there doing everything. I don't begrudge them. I understand
it's their job.
I understand what they have to do, but my God, they have to overanalyze every single snap of that joint practice, because when the real thing starts, Paul, they don't get to see any practice. They open practice for like 20 minutes. They sit there, and the coach never shows you anything in the open part of practice, and then they go back into the media workroom waiting for practice to end, and that's when they do the actual practice. So I get that you're trying to get and take whatever you can get out of watching those joint practices, but at the end of the day, does it really matter? Like what happens on a field in early August between the Jets and the Bucks?
No, it doesn't. But it's all part of the engine, the process. This is all preseason. Everybody getting ready for covering the full year and everything else. It's everybody's got their own responsibilities for their own publications, and if you do miss an injury or you do miss a fight that maybe you gotta be there. And then we joke about it during the year too. During like the NHL season, you'll have 17 people covering like an Islanders and Ranger game, and everybody will tweet at the same point. Just rang a shot off the post.
Right.
We all just saw it ourselves. So they've got to do this. It's monotony. It is what it is. But if some lead story comes out of training camp or preseason game, they got to be there for it.
Good point, Chris. That is one thing I will say about these training camps. For the most part, especially the early portion, it kind of changes in the later portion of camp. It is cool for the fans because for the most part, teams have days where the fans can come for free, watch practice, get to see the players. Because there's a lot of people, like, let's just be honest, like we talked about, it's like, how can you afford to go to these games? And it is an opportunity for you to go and see. And for the most part, the players are pretty welcoming after practice, signing things, etc. Over on the.
Do they have to worry about obstructed view?
Well, the Bills had their first practice. They had the annual red and white game, or red and blue, white and blue game, and that was on Saturday night. The first time anyone fan-related was allowed into the brand new, sparkling Highmark Stadium, which was built next door to the old.
Funny that it's called Highmarks.
Highmarks,
because it didn't get many.
Yeah, you know what? You want to do that now, and then we'll.
No,
do
we don't.
No, we can do it now because if it does. So the Bills had their annual. They used to do this at the old place too. So
now, did you tune in? Did you look at the reporting from the Bills since you're a Bills fan?
I did. I did a little bit of some deep dives into this.
There you go. So now talking about the whole thing, like I said, it's monotonous, it's coverage stuff, but it is important to fans of particular teams.
Tommy's leaving. That's right. I forgot. Tommy said bye.
Bye, Tommy. Oh, by the way, I see Willie's got some pizza left on his pan over there.
Well, Willie doesn't eat the crust.
Oh, so that's a pile of crust.
That's
where. God,
but I got to tell you, I think we have a new entrant into the pizza challenge because it looks like Olivia ate the whole thing.
Wow.
Oh, you got any left there? Oh, you got one slice now.
Okay.
Anthony was here a couple weeks ago. He ate the whole pie. William has several times eaten the whole pie. Can you get into that club with them and also eat the entire pie? I don't know.
Come on, Olivia.
You can do it, though. Can you eat the whole pie, Olivia? Now, William is a little – he doesn't eat the crust, so he's leaving a lot behind. I don't know how much credit we could give William, but you can lap him if you finish the last slice and you got no crust left. You'd be tied with Ant right at the top.
Willie is looking at you like, I better eat this crust.
You better start eating crust, Willie. That's the only way your name's getting on the wall. They got the Peroni Club down here. We're going to have the Full Pie Club. Anthony, Olivia, and William are trying to enter the Full Pie Club at Borrelli's going forward. As I was saying.
You did a deep dive into the Bills.
A little bit of a deep dive. Okay. And I'm a Bills fan. Am I going to be able to get up to this new stadium anytime soon? Probably not. I saw all the things that got put out there. Everyone had to run around to every corner of the stadium and take pictures from every single spot to make sure that we found every imperfection in the place. Are there things I agree with? Probably. Like, I mean, if you're building a brand new stadium, like, it's 2026. Like, the scoreboard probably could be a little bit bigger. It seemed like the score, and that's something you could probably change as time goes on. They'll get enough complaints about that. As far as the seats go, from everything that I was told and the people that I talked to, everyone who was at the thing thought it was amazing. Okay? Everyone who was at the event Saturday night thought it was awesome.
Did they sit in any of the obstructed view seats?
So the people that ran around and went and took pictures at all the quote unquote obstructed seats, I have been told that most of those seats are not even available for sale and not sold. Now, John brings up a good point, and I'll say this too. Well, why the hell did you put it there then? That would be my question that I would have to get into. Like, if you're not selling the seat, why the hell did you build it there? Like, what did nobody go up there and say, all right, well, we're going to build this here, and you can't see half the field on the other side of the 50-yard line? If they make somebody pay for that seat and sell a PSL to that seat, that's criminal in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But from the deep dives that I saw, those are the majority of the seats that people were going social media nuts about aren't sold, allegedly. I'm not there. I don't know for sure. I'm just going by the reporting.
Let it also be noted, because I saw a couple guys brought this up last week too, or last few days. Highmark is not the only new stadium that has obstructed views.
This also. So the people that run around and repost these things, for the most part, never have walked foot in the stadium. They're not fans of the team. They're looking to smear any way that they can. And I can guarantee you, go back and when any of these other places open, you will find people tweeting imperfections about all of them. I'm sure, and I'm not going to go, do it, but I'm sure if you went into Allegiant in Vegas, I could find one or two seats that maybe aren't completely. I mean, when they built the new Yankee Stadium, remember they had the bar in center field, and if you sat along the sides there in the bleachers, you couldn't see left field or right field, depending on where you are. You're right. This is a thing in today's day and age that probably shouldn't happen because of how advanced technology and architecture and everything else is these days. It shouldn't.
Dear Chat GPT, design a stadium
without obstructive views. Now, the ones that I also thought were weird did you see the ones where I guess guys were in the top section and they were in like maybe the first row of the top section and there was like the glass, like for the people coming up the stairs, like we're in the way? That was a little bizarre to me too. I don't know what to think. I mean, those have to be real seats. Like that's the first row of the upper deck. So I don't know what to believe, but
what about the and I don't know what it is at MetLife, because I've never really sat up that high. I usually don't sit up high. I usually sit a little closer. But no bathrooms in the top levels? That was the other thing?
I did not see that one.
Yeah, that was one of them too.
I didn't see no bathrooms in the top level. That's impossible.
Well, that's the thing.
A lot of this stuff is fugazi. Like, it's just not real. It's people. Have you ever seen how this stuff snowballs on social media?
We have to find out and report ourselves.
I agree. I think that is. As someone who has sat in Fenway Park and awful seats, I guarantee the Bills one is so much better. You're right, Chris. It's a brand new stadium.
You don't like those seats behind the pole, Fenway?
Well, here was the other thing I saw people say too, and this is a little funny. So, if you ever in the back in the day went to the old the Bills Stadium that they just left. Have you ever been to a game?
I have never been to Rich Stadium. Okay. No, I have not.
So I've
been to the old Mile High Stadium in Denver.
Okay.
I've been obviously to the old Giants Stadium. I even seen the Jets at Shea when I was a kid. Here's
one thing that might help people that they would take a seat like that over not. So the bathrooms in the place they just ripped down, the place that they left last year, for the men's side of things, there was just troughs.
Troughs, yes.
So the troughs were everywhere. Like, that was the only place you go. Yeah. So the fact that they have updated bathrooms that have no more troughs might be enough of a trade-off to where you might you can't see half the field. You don't got the troughs anymore, though. You go out to the bathroom.
Nothing like gathering around the trough.
Oh my God! It used to be some scene.
They have a lot of those in Ireland, man.
Because I had
pubs in Ireland, man.
I know
troughs everywhere.
I split season tickets for like 2 or 3 years in like 2006, 7, 8, like right around there. I split seasons with 2 other guys, so I went up to like 2 or 3 games a year. And the troughs were always hilarious. Like, and it's like people are falling in them. Like it's just This was before they were doing the crazy stuff, throwing people through tables and doing all that. Like, this was before all that. And everyone was just hammered.
Alcohol makes you go.
In the
Quite
place.
often. Makes you go.
All right, before we we'll close up with a couple things. Before I do, Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio, here live at Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island. Couple more things, but first, Paulie, one more time, let everybody know what is happening here at Borrelli's.
All right, we are once again broadcasting live from Borrelli's Taproom here in Long Beach, on Long Island, in New York, baby, home of the New York champion, New York Knicks, 912 West B Street. Right here, baby. Come on down. And like me and Mike always tell you, just walk in here anytime, mention the CNC podcast, and you get a free Miller Lite draft. Come on down, hang out with us for lunch. $12 sandwich special. And the sandwiches here are to die for. Anyway, it's Wednesday. So tonight is return of music theme nights down here at Borrelli's. And tonight happens to be Songs from an Italian Restaurant featuring live hits of Billy Joel. Come on down. You get half-price bottles of wine and a $21 pasta special tonight for Billy Joel theme night here at Borrelli's. Tomorrow night is Carnival night, $42.99. Come on down. You get a choice of veal, pork, or steak, super salad, and a dessert, bottomless beers, endless wines. And now we mixing the rotation of music here. And tonight, Eddie Burbis, I apologize. Eddie Burbis will be here tonight at 7 o'clock. So come on down. Not tonight, tomorrow night, Thursday night. Eddie Burbis for Carnival night. That's Thursday, and every Thursday here at Borrelli's. Frozen Fridays, got a couple weeks left here for the summer. Come on down. Get $8 frozen drinks here, pina coladas, margaritas right here from 12 to 9 every Friday. And tomorrow, Friday night, we got the live music kicking back here on the weekend, too. We got Sean Jacob. He's going to be here at 7 p.m. on Friday, followed by DJ Frankie Sims. And then on Saturday, Rita's going to be here at 7 p.m. for live music, followed by Anthony Gal at 10 p.m. And then on Sunday, Lauren Craig will be here live at 4 p.m., followed by DJ Johnny John for the Sunday Fun Day, dance parties, and fun days, all that stuff. You got tons of drink specials, tons of food specials. Just go to BorrelliTaproom.com and check out the menu. You'll love it. You'll be blown away. It's great stuff. Always great weekends here at Borrelli's. All right, big news here. Just announced Sunday, August 23rd is going to be Country Fest as it returns here to Borrelli's. If you're down here back in May in the spring, it was a huge success. It's hosted by Borrelli's, obviously, and Anthony Gal. And it's going to feature live music with Anthony Gal, Eddie Burbis, Darren Deese, Landon Parker, Lauren Craig, and that's from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. all day. Live music starts at 4 p.m. DJ Teddy starts at 3 p.m. He'll be spinning in between all the live music acts. There's going to be a Nashville themed, Nashville-inspired menu all day. In addition to, again, all the Sunday Fun Day drink specials and everything else, food and everything else. So if you like country music, live down here in the area, South Shore, Long Island, come on down for some great music. And that is the Borrelli's Country Fest, Sunday, August 23rd, starting at 3 p.m. Comedy coming up here is Monday, August 24th. That's Anthony Rodia. Get your tickets at Borrelli'sTaproom.com. Click on events or go to Eventbrite.com and search Borrelli's Comedy. There'll be lots more comedy being announced here soon for the fall coming up here at Borrelli's. And again, with the fall knocking on the door here, that means the NFL and CFL specials are in effect. Starting this weekend with the preseason games, come on down here. Beer towers, mimosa towers, 2-for-1 pizzas, tons of wing specials, food buckets, all that stuff. Go to Borrelli's Instagram at Borrelli's Long Beach and on the Facebook at Borrelli's Taproom. And you'll see all the incredible specials for all the NFL games coming up. And again, you know, Yanks, Mets, bring it on down here for Borrelli's. Come on down. We got beautiful weather here down in Long Beach. Like I said, the dog days of summer. Come on down. Cool.
It is.
Get cool inside here, Borrelli's. And once again, anytime you walk in here, mention the CNC podcast and you get a free Miller Lite draft. And that's what's going on here at Borrelli's, buddy.
That is true. Only a couple minutes. It's flying by today, Paulie.
Hey, man, we have fun down here. And the sports world is, you know, it's busy. We got a lot of things to talk about, and it's great. And we got the great crew in the chat room and having a good time. And we're excited for the fall, man. Football's coming. We've got we're going to have a lot more guests on the shows.
Yes.
We got all kinds of stuff. I'm working on a whole bunch of stuff behind the scenes. We're going to be having all kinds of stuff. We might even have, we're going to have swag, man. We're going to shirts.
Swag.
All
I could
that
use
stuff.
I'm sure that I could use another hat. I've got about 70 at home, but I
There you
love
go.
hats. That's the one thing.
It's all
Somebody was
coming.
talking to me about this the other day. I said, some people have like sneakers and some people have like jerseys and some people like, I think it's hats. Like I won't get rid of a hat. I have like literally
same
60,
way.
70 hats.
Yeah. It's
Like,
tough for me to throw them out.
The hard thing, which bothers Nicole, is like they're in like 3 different places in the
Yes.
house right now. Like I need to get them
Yes.
centralized into one place. But like I will, like I see a hat I like, I'll just
And
keep
nothing for
getting it.
nothing, Mike. We have our hats. Our women have shoes.
Sure.
Shoes are all
Sure.
over the place.
Sure.
They're
They
in
are.
different
They are.
closets all over
They
the
are.
house.
It's very true.
Boxes and everything else.
We will dive into, I'll give you tomorrow, on tomorrow's show, all of the preseason matchups for week 1. Tell you who's playing who, maybe something to look for in each of the games.
All right,
could
do some
excite
who you gots too, man.
Do some who you gots if you would like as well. John was saying that it looks like that the glass that I was talking about in that top level might have been a safety edition. Well, that's because I'm one of them. They're nuts. The people are crazy. Like the people that go to those games, the Buffalo games, they're nuts. So I don't mind them having some kind of little extra safety experience.
And here's another thing on this too. Look, if it's how many does it hold?
A lot less than the place they tore down. I think
So
it's
is this
60.
eight- it's
I think
60
it's 60 or between 60 and 65, I think, is because it was 80 in the old Rich Stadium /
So
Ralph Wilson
60,000
Stadium /
seats
whatever.
are really good, and then you got the suites we're talking about here too. I'm sure which are immaculate and great and all that.
No
stuff.
Buckeye hats for me, Eddie. Won't be wearing the Buckeye.
So
hat
there's a
this
very
year.
small percentage in every stadium and every arena that they just nothing you can do structurally with staircases and safety.
Are there any places in the Garden where it's not nice to sit?
Of course
there are. Are there any places in the new UBS?
But it's a
where
small
not good to
percentage.
sit? It's a very small percentage.
because they have to.
But that's part of the problem. People get so cranked up, but you could do it with every stadium or arena just about in the country.
You know, when they had the Coliseum in Rome, you know, it was just an open circle, and they didn't have to worry
That's
about
all
anything
that-
else.
That's all
right?
that it was.
That's
That's
it.
all that it was.
Always good to see
So
the Coliseum.
Giants will play Saturday afternoon. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. The only other significant news I'll give you that happened in camps yesterday was that the Vikings named Kyler Murray their starting quarterback.
Yeah,
for this
way to
year.
go, Kyle.
So good for Kyler. Not good for J.J. McCarthy.
No.
This will be the 5th different week 1 starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings over the past 5 years. And they've had a lot of good years in those years too, which is kind of the crazy thing about it. But man, J.J. McCarthy already on the scrap heap as Kyler Murray beats him out. I am interested in change of scenery Kyler Murray this year in Minnesota with a weapon like Justin Jefferson to throw to. That could be exciting, relatively exciting, I think.
So you want the Viking fans to get excited? A little bit.
I mean, we'll see. Like he is, and you're right, Chris. He does get hurt a lot, and he's a small dude. So we'll see how it goes for him. But I'm interested in Kevin O'Connell with Kyler Murray, with Justin Jefferson, and what that is going to look like in real action. Like I think that there's a chance for it to be okay. But they also play in a very tough division where I think the Lions are bouncing back this year after missing the playoffs. I think the Bears showed you a little something last year. Are they going to take? Are they going to? Well, I think the one thing that gives me slight pause about the Bears is they won a lot of wacky games in the final moments.
Yes, they did.
And I don't know if you could do that again, but did they get enough experience year 2, Ben Johnson, year 2 with Caleb with him? Are they going to be even better
I think so.
than they were last year? Are the Packers still good with Jordan
They
Love
will
and
be
McCoy?
good. They will be good.
So
Good
I
enough.
just, when you mention all those 3 teams, there's only 4 teams in a division. So yeah, Chris, you're right. I mean, you're saying 6 wins, but I think the Vikings are the 4th out of those 4 teams, even if there is a little bit of offensive, explosion with Kyler Murray and the whatnot. So I'm ready for football. I'm ready for real football, not the nonsense that we've been on. I'm ready for real football, Paulie. So tomorrow we'll do all that.
Getting closer.
I'll give you the preseason matchups for week 1. And Eddie's been begging for it, and I will try. I think I'm going to squeeze in a little college tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because 2 weeks from Saturday is opening day. Week 0, TCU in North Carolina in Dublin at the Aviva, noon East on Saturday the 29th. I mean, how could you not be excited?
I am.
How could you not?
Doesn't show on air right now. But
Excited
inside
about
I am
this. And of
a
course,
raving lunatic.
we're in
happiness.
that time where it's we're about to start playing real games and people just want to get to the games. Every college offseason now is filled with nonsense and garbage. And what do they have to do this week? Meetings with the college football playoff suits and all the conferences. And go to ESPN, go to 20 teams. Why don't just have just be like basketball, 64 teams. We'll just make it like a 2-month. We'll cut out November regular season games, and we'll just run from November to February, just playoffs.
Mhm.
Why don't we just do that?
Sounds good.
Jeez. New stadium, new era. Time for your Bills to get it done, Carver. I'm rooting it in.
I'll tell you what, when this football does return, both sides, college and NFL, me and you will be drinking a lot more because
That's true.
we're going to be talking so much.
Yeah, that's very true.
I mean, we talk a lot as it is right now.
Yeah.
But, in the football season. And we started this show last year in November.
Yes.
After
we didn't have opening day.
We didn't. So we're kind of
big preview show coming up this year
baby.
where we pick our division winners and who
we were bopping all over the place. We didn't know where we were setting up.
Yeah.
Now we're all set.
We were over there once.
Yeah. Look at us now.
I like it here.
Between two tables and ferns.
Yeah, but you know what? I guarantee you week 1, like when we're here, because we're here Wednesdays and Thursdays, week 1 after Labor Day, Wednesday night, Patriots Seahawks to start the season. Thursday night, Rams Niners in Australia to start the season. I bet you the weather's going to be so nice, these are going to be open.
I believe.
They're going to be open.
Looking forward to the fall.
I'm telling you.
Fall open doors.
Open door fall is what I need. I need it back in the worst way. And look at this. It's past 1:30 now. All right, so we're back tomorrow. Noon East. Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio, live from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island. Everybody have a great day. Enjoy the Yankees Mariners tonight. I guess enjoy Braves and Mets if that matters to you too.
Thanks to the guys in chat room.
Thanks to everybody in the chat for hanging out today.
I want to thank everybody too that's been hitting the clips, man.
We've been getting the clips. Been
that's where the fun
causing
is.
the stir.
That's the fun is. So it's good stuff.
One of them got real good. All 3 from Thursday's show were really rolling, and
it's across all platforms.
Yes,
so we really appreciate it, and
We
that's
do.
why we're still doing this every week. Is because
people
checking in,
people check in, which is nice.
having
to see.
opinions on our opinions.
All right, Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio. We are back tomorrow, noon East, right here at Borrelli's. Have a great day.